Hello Bears, good morning. My name is Arya Vega and today I am here with two amazing Slamcast students. I have Serenity here and I also am here with Spencer, and we are joined by a very special guest, Mr. Larry Milian. He's the National Director and Radio Curriculum Director for Slam Radio.
Good morning. There's a good afternoon. I don't know exactly. Good day to all. Thank you for having me on once again.
Of course. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, I appreciate it. One thing I do want to say before we get right to the podcast or continue the podcast is we have made this announcement. The Slam Antonio Radio Network is born inside of Slam Radio, and we're excited about that. Excited how the students in Slam Antonio are going to do just wonderful things for our radio network on Sirius XM channel 145. I heard you guys have some questions for me.
Yes, we do.
Y'all so curious. I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Who starts it off?
I'll start mine off.
Good, go for it.
All right, so my question to you is that if you could share any habits or traditions that you started in the beginning of your career in media that still hold important value to you today, that you still follow.
There's really one that still lives today on Slam Radio. Each and every time I close out my show, I close out my show with a song from Coldplay called Clocks. It's really been a great opportunity over the last 20 years as a broadcaster to use that song as a lift-off to end my shows. And over the years, it's become different in how I use it. Inside of Slam Radio, it's used to send a message to our students. I collectively take things from the 2 or 3 hours of broadcast, and I make a message tying in all the topics and things that we talked about in one common message. It takes about 3 minutes. That's a tradition that I have that has followed me. It's a superstition I have. Two other superstitions: I love to listen to music before every broadcast because I get nervous. I absolutely, to this day, still get very, very nervous. And then the other thing is I do a quick prayer in my head, and that gives me the strength to go forward and do whatever it is that I need to do on the air. It is, it's a privilege to have this microphone in front of our faces, and I believe that when you got the ability to say what you want to say and do what you have to do on the radio, and others are listening and are being entertained by it, then by all means, we're doing it right. And to convey this and to put it onto Slam Radio where teenagers are learning the same thing, whether it's for broadcasting or just being individuals in society, I think this is incredibly helpful and a one-of-a-kind project. Never been seen before. There's no radio station inside of any high school anywhere in the world, at least not one that projects to potential 90 million listeners. I want you to think about that for a minute. That's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Sure. Who's got the next question? I'm all ears.
I can go ahead and ask.
Go right ahead.
Okay. What motivated you to lead or led you to becoming the head of Slam Radio?
His name is Armando Christian Perez, and her name is Millie Sanchez. It's pretty simple. Armando used to call into my radio show many years ago because I was the goofy radio host that would stand on the table and dance to every one of his songs on the air. Before there was a video element to it, of course. So it was described on radio. He loved sports, and I was doing sports radio on a show called the Dos Amigos Show, the country's first Spanglish sports radio show. And he took a liking to my show. We used a lot of his music on the show, even though we weren't allowed to, we still did it. And he would call in periodically, and he became kind of a staple on the show. I had never met him, but he was my favorite entertainer. And once that show ended and I moved on with my career, my biggest regret was, how do I get in touch with Pitt? How do I get in touch with Pitt? I'd love to have a soundbite with Pitt. Man, how did I miss that opportunity? So many times I had Pitt on the show, and I never got to meet Pitt. Well, sometimes you speak things out loud and whips back around and gets you. And Millie and the Slam Foundation, on the behest of Armando, came looking for me and said, we think you might be pretty good at running the station. I'd never run a station before. I had done a lot of broadcasting, and I'd done some mentoring, and I knew that I could do what we needed to do at Slam Radio to make it work. But I was a little insecure about, how do I do this? What's the first step? What's the ninth step? I was a little lost. So sometimes when you get put in a situation where you're challenged, and it's funny because Millie Sanchez and I were talking about that this morning, the results are amazing. We have a young broadcaster that's going to come on a little bit later. She's going to get challenged because she's a little shy. Mm-hmm. That's when your best work comes out. And by all means, that's one of those things that I'm thankful to Armando. And I'm thankful to Millie for giving me and allowing me this opportunity. I feel like I'm very blessed and very privileged to have this.
Definitely.
I guess you're next, brother.
Yes, sir.
Go for it.
Have you played sports yourself, or did you jump straight into the broadcast system?
So no, I actually used to write for the school paper in junior high and then in high school. I a lifelong baseball player. As an adult, I took a huge interest in flag football. I ran the largest flag football league in the country for 2 years running, and I'm in the National Flag Football Hall of Fame, having won 26 national championships as a director and 2 as a player. It's one of those things I don't usually talk about very often, but it's one of those did you knows. Sports has been my life, and then I got to Slam, and before we even built the station, I was coaching middle school basketball, JV basketball, and helping out with the varsity team. Sports is my life. I love it, and the reason I talk about it with so much vigor and so much passion is because not only do I love the teams I follow, but I love the sports I follow as well. I think it's second to none. It's amazing opportunity to work at Slam where sports is such a staple, and then you have a radio station inside of it. I think this one was meant for me, and I love doing what I do, and sports plays the biggest role in what I do. You would think the microphone does, but no, sports is everything to me. These are some good questions. You guys came ready and prepared. Yeah, let's go one more. Do we got one more? I would love one more before we go to break and swap it out. Let's go for it. Oh,
Yes,
come on now. We got to be ready. This one, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Come on out here. Let's go.
So what is something that motivates? What is the most motivating piece of advice that has helped you to guide you through your career that you would like to pass on to someone else?
I step into an elevator in September of 2017 at Slam. In the elevator with me is Pitbull. I'm a teacher 3 weeks. Not going to lie to you, I was a little razzled. I wasn't sure what I was doing. I'd never been a teacher before. And I say, Pitt, how do I get to them? He goes, the kids? So he said something in Spanish. I'm going to say it in Spanish. La dos personas que no dicen mentira es un borracho y un muchacho. Which, if you translate it, it doesn't rhyme the same way, but it says that basically drunks and kids don't lie. So he said that you guys have the biggest BS meter in the world. And if I try to BS you, you're going to figure it out and you're not going to like me. He told me, be yourself, Larry. Be the Larry that I've known for years, and you're going to do just fine. I remind myself here in my 10th year at Slam every day when I get to work, make sure you're not BSing these kids. So that's the single best piece of advice I've gotten in Slam. The best piece of advice I ever got in my life, why say blah, blah when you can say blah? I'll let you think about that as we go to break. This is fantastic. I'm a part of Slamcast, and I love the questions that I'm being asked by our students. And when we come back, we'll have a new set of students, a couple more questions, and away we go. But again, remember, day 1 of the Slam Antonio Radio Network right here. Slam Radio, Sirius XM 145.